Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rich Swerbinsky. I'm the executive director of the Ohio Mortgage Bankers Association. And we're back once again with you on the Ohio MBA Podcast Network with the state of the OMBA, something that myself, our president, Adam Rose from Western Ohio Mortgage, scheduling these just every other month to just kind of open it up, have a discussion about what we're working on at OMBA. If you're listening this on the podcast, where most of you listen, we do all of these live as well on Zoom. So go to ohiomba.org and then just go to our event calendar. And you'll see every week there's at least one, and in most cases, two different podcast events that we're doing that have a live version as well. I've got about 15 of you already filtering in. So you can put faces with names, ask questions live if you want. And yeah, so with that out of the way, I will pass the baton to the president of Ohio MBA, and that is Adam Rose from Western Ohio Mortgage. Adam, great to see you.
You too, Rich. We don't get to see each other very often. The distance to Cleveland to my office is a little far outside of going to national, so it's good to see you again. But no, it's great to do these. You know, when like I talk about when I took the reins at convention this past May, I want to talk about all the changes that we've implemented. And I think a lot of the audience is already seeing those changes. One of the biggest ones is our interaction with our membership, how much information that we're pumping out there, the events that we're doing, and we're going to touch a little bit on that today. But you know, one of the first things I wanted to talk about were some of the new legislative things going on, which I don't have a long list of that. I'm not an expert in this field, but we just had Representative Thomas on just before Thanksgiving, giving us a quick update on some tax reforms. And I know I spoke up in MBA Northwest Ohio not too long ago, and we've got like a dozen bills going on out there that are related to tax reform, which is another reason we talk about our OMPAC, right? OMBA Political Action Committee, why it's so important that our membership tries to get involved and we pump a little bit of money through there so we can support candidates that support housing issues, right? But I'll have you touch on Rep. Thomas a little bit on what happened. If anybody missed that podcast, it is out there on OMBA website. But I wanted to focus on SB 92, which is still kind of in the Ways and Means Committee. But that I would highly suggest putting some pressure on your representatives if you're watching this. That is specifically tax exemption for disabled veterans, right? That could have a massive impact on their quality of life, their disposable income. Very important bill. Is still sitting out there, again, in Ways and Means Committee, but we want to make sure that gets through there, and that could have a massive impact on them. And I feel we need to get our full strength of our membership behind that bill and push our legislators to kind of get that over the finish line. But with that said, do you have some updates, Rich, from Rep. Thomas? Because unfortunately, I had to leave that call a little early, so I didn't get the full update on the discussion on some of the tax bills that they were working on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Representative David Thomas, he's come on a couple times, and he's sponsored both of the property tax bills that are closest to the finish line. And yeah, last week he spoke specifically about House Bill 186, which I believe it's going to a vote this week. He was pretty confident it was going to pass, and it's pretty significant for homeowners and prospective homeowners in the state of Ohio. The bill, amongst other things, it caps property tax increases at essentially the annual rate of inflation. It's a little bit more complex than that, but so a lot of obviously Ohio homeowners have had quickly rising property tax bills.
Right, it's been crazy.
I appreciate this would put kind of like a regulator on that. It also would result in some tax refunds for Ohio homeowners that would kick in the second half of next year. And I would urge you all to listen to Representative Thomas talk about that with more specificity. But so some pretty good stuff going on at the State House, as Adam mentioned. 10 to 12 different property tax bills in the Ohio.
There's a lot going on out there right now. And on that same topic, I mean, HB 156, that was another one. It's for seniors, right? People that are 65 years and older. that they're going to try to do some property tax freezes. There's a lot going on with the property tax conversation. And a lot of Ohioans were trying to just get rid of it altogether, which I don't think that's going to be something that's going to come down the pike and is feasible. But any way we can help our buyers and keep, especially our seniors aging in place, our disabled veterans, I think that's a big thing. So anybody listening out there, check out SB 92 and HB 156. Talk to your congressman, talk to your senators, make sure that we get that pushed over the finish line, because that can really help out a lot of people. So it's been a
If
lot.
anybody wants any more info too on the property tax bills, Representative David Thomas, you can find him online. He's great. Oh my God, he'll get right back to you. Honestly, if you shoot him an email with questions, and we're planning to have him back on after the new year as well to get us up to date on all of that. So
Yeah. So, well, that kind of leads us into some things that we're working on, some events coming up. I wanted to talk about Future Leaders Program. So that's going to be announced here very shortly. I'll probably misspeak if I say it's probably within a week or so, right, Rich?
it's out. I think we just sent it out. So
I must have missed it.
we
Look at
just got
me
the
as the
info out.
president. I
Yeah,
didn't even know it came out this morning.
breaking
But
news.
but yeah, that's fantastic. It's a great opportunity. If people are watching this, you've never been involved with it, never done it yourself. Doesn't matter how long you've been in the industry. You've been in 20 years. There's always some great tidbits and great information that comes out of that. It's a great opportunity, especially for younger people that are in the industry that want to grow a little bit more, maybe advance in their career, helps with their professional growth, understand the industry from kind of a different perspective, right? We're going to have all sorts. Each day is going to be split out on different topics and subjects. And we've got what's really exciting this year is we've got some really top tier speakers to open each day. And now, Rich, should we drop two of those names that may have confirmed? What do you think?
Yeah, we could drop them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I think we have, I don't know which day's which officially,
Hmm.
but Jody Hall
Yes.
confirmed, right? President
Oh,
CEO of
proud Ohioan, Jody Hall.
Yes, yes. And she's the president CEO of the Mortgage Collaborative, which again, if you saw me speak at convention or even at some of our local events, that's kind of the direction I've wanted to take this organization, to give a much more value add to our membership. So she's going to be speaking. And we also have Sue Woodard that's going to be speaking, and she's a senior advisor over at the Stratmore Group. And she kind of leads the way, I believe, in customer experience, if I'm not mistaken. She's top tier national speaker, and we can learn so much from them. They're going to be kicking off, and we have one more we're going to be announcing shortly once we have a confirmation, but they're going to kick off each day. And what's also nice is we're going to have, lenders, we're going to have title, we're going to have all sorts of people that are professionals in their industry, been in there a long time, and is going to teach anybody that's going to be joining this group. So I highly encourage you guys to, send your employees, send yourself if you haven't been involved with it, so you can just learn. All right. Great opportunity for that. And the last class, because it's 4 days, right? I think we're trying to do a Tuesday, Wednesday, March 3rd, March 4th, March 10th, March 11th. Now that last day, which we've already confirmed, we do have the State House visit that's going to happen. Again, if you're a rookie and you're concerned about that, I think there's some sort of nerve factor on going on that day, but it's a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of great people, all of our politicians there. We're going to see senators and congressmen, and you just get to have real life conversations with them, the behind the scenes, what's their positions, what they're working on. But they don't want to just hear about our problems, right? I think we know about our problems. And this is an opportunity for you to bring some solutions, right? Whether it's housing shortage and down payment assistance, affordability, whatever it might be, bring solutions, not just grievances. That's the key here. And anybody that's going to be in Future Leaders will have that day set aside. And you're always going to be paired up with someone that's a little bit more in tune with it, someone that's kind of a veteran with those legislative dates. I think this is my 5th or 6th time going to the State House, and there's going to be a dozen other people that have been there multiple times. And we'll be walking around with Adam Hewitt, our lobbyist, and get to know a lot of people and have some great conversations. And it's good to participate in that. Great experience. Speaking of that, Rich, when was the last time you were at the State House? Has it been a hot second?
It's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been it's since before the pandemic. I went every year with the Ohio Bankers League in my
Mhm.
banking career for a Columbus kind of stop in, and then on my days on the OBL board after that. But it has been a while, and for those that have never done it, it really is cool to kind of see how the sausage is made, to see how ideas become bills, bills become legislation, legislation becomes law. Getting to have meetings with the politicians involved in that and their staffers. It really is a neat experience. And to Adam's earlier point, it's not an intimidating experience at all. You're put in a group with other people. You're not going to be like, forced into one-on-one meetings with
Mm-mm.
state senators.
You're not even going to be forced to
Yeah.
speak if you're uncomfortable. It's a
Correct.
great learning
Exactly.
opportunity. Listen, learn, take notes. It might be something you can take back to your company and what's being worked on, and provide additional ideas and details to the reps. And you're going to get all their contact information. They do listen, right? They're not an expert in every field and every issue that's in the state of Ohio. That's why they need people like us to show up and provide solutions. So yes, intimidating, yes, but get involved. It's just simple conversations, and we get a decent amount of time with each rep too. You'll be there all day. Um,
Good.
but um, but yeah, that's great. I hope everybody can get on that program in March. So now that the release is out, we hope to see all your employees there. So that next thing I wanted to talk about is some of the new things that we've been doing. This is one of them, right? The virtual learning platforms that we've been doing. We've been doing 1 to 2 every single week. They're very high valuable sessions, right? We were getting speakers on this thing that you're lucky to see at National MBA. So we're going to continue that work. Rich and Heidi have spearheaded that, and we have nobody else to thank but them. And some of our committees have been working hard on connections and making sure we can continue that down the road. So from our membership, if there's someone of interest in the industry or someone that you follow, that you really respect, that you think would give us a great value add, we're always open to ideas and new connections. We want to keep this moving and give as much value add back to you guys as possible. And I know the newest one was discussions with leaders of the industry, right? Lending voices. And I think we had Jay Plum on there. Right. Was it last week, wasn't it? Last
Yeah,
Thursday?
last week, and I believe
Yeah.
Thursday we had the next in that series. We have Dan Snyder from Lower.
Yeah,
That's
that's the
coming.
big one. That's what I wanted to talk about is if you guys aren't registered, you're watching this, get out there to our website, get registered for Thursday. We've got the CEO of Lower, and that's a big deal. Great insights, great industry leader. And I'm not sure what the topics of discussion are going to be. I'm sure Rich is gonna throw him some hard questions, and I'm interested to see what he has to say. So that's
And Heidi too. Heidi is
yeah.
working on starting in January. We're going to have Heidi interview, a female lending leader in the state of
Mhm.
Ohio as well, for part of that. So yeah, just trying to expose people, new people, new ideas, new information, new discussions. Yeah, as Adam mentioned, OhioMBA.org, our event calendar, you can get registered for all these, all of our members and all of their employees. So.
Yeah, and just the value add just from adding that to a trade organization like ourselves that's always been focused on legislation, and giving that value add back to our members. I hope everybody really gets a lot out of it. We just had a coach on not that long ago talking about mindsets and goal setting and that stuff. And people that are on this call or watching this that have ever had a coach or has a coach, that's a very expensive tool is to have a coach, right, Rich? And to have someone come on here and discuss that for free for our membership is fantastic. So we hope you all are getting great knowledge from that, and really enjoy it. So, and again, like Rich said, make sure you're sharing the podcast too. So make sure people are aware of it and share it with your colleagues. And the more people we can get involved, the better off we're going to be. So we're going to continue that and hopefully can keep developing it into something bigger and better. And that's going to lead into, which is helping with this next piece, is convention plans. So, we got that coming up in June. The committees are working really hard on lining up everybody. We have a couple of high-end speakers pretty nailed down. And it's going to be a little bit more special this year, I feel like, with some of those speakers that you don't really get an opportunity to see unless you're going to a massive national trade show. And so we're really excited about that. new lineup, new content. We're going to have a ton of vendors there this year. Everybody that we talk to is extremely excited about attending the Ohio MBA convention this year. And I don't know if we want to start calling it a conference instead of a convention, but they're super excited about it. It's going to give all of our members a great opportunity, like a mini national MBA, minus the big entertainment, right? Jim Gaffigan is not going to come, but
No Gaffigan, no
yeah, no
paint. But
Gaffigan or
we
anything
should
like
have some good. Yeah, we're getting close. I mean, it looks like we're going to be opening registration next week,
that. Mm-hmm.
in conjunction with some very nice big name keynote speaker announcements. Is the hope. We've got a couple locked in, a couple more we're working on. But yeah, it's going to be a great event. The venue is phenomenal as well. The Westerville Polaris
Yep.
Renaissance is a gorgeous property. Only about 5 years old. Looks brand new. It's beautiful. Good part of the state. Easy access for people. So June 14 to 16 of
Mhm.
2026. Mark your calendars.
Yep. So we're going to try to start it off on Sunday evening this year. Have a big speaker, get everybody there, have a great time, great reception to kick off a great day and a half of convention the following days. But like I said, we're going to be able to utilize a lot more of the space there this year. It's going to be a great opportunity with all the vendors there for you to be able to set meetings like a mini national. Great opportunity to meet your vendor partners. And again, if people are watching this, if you have any kind of vendors or affiliates that really you enjoy working with that are not involved in the OMBA, we'd love to get an opportunity to speak with them, of course. So email myself, email Rich. We'd love an introduction, see how we can get them involved. Even as part of these calls, right? These Zoom sessions that we do every week, they're all professionals in their respective fields. So we want to get their point of view of what's going on and not just rely on some of the articles that we get every day and have to read about it, but getting some really inside knowledge, the credit piece and things like that. So we're always open to receiving those. So don't be shy about it. Okay. So, but yeah, when that announcement hits, guys, pretty big discounts if you guys get registered for the end of the year also. All right. So get in there. But on to that. So we have a lot more events coming up as well. We're trying to get a little bit more in person. So we're trying to plan some regional networking events. I think we've got some in the works regards to Dayton, Columbus. We'll probably start working Northwest Ohio and Cincinnati, and take a peek at Cleveland as well. But just an opportunity to get some vendors together, affiliates, lender members together, collaborate, talk about what's going on in the industry, discuss whatever it is that you're wanting to discuss. But I think that's going to be a great opportunity for everybody to get together and collaborate on what's going on, since that's the whole point and direction of this organization. Rich, do you have any insight on some of the additional plans with those networking opportunities?
Yeah, I think kind of what you said. We really, really want to get back to doing things outside of our annual convention slash
Yeah.
conference. We really want to get back to doing in-person things to supplement all the great stuff that we're doing virtually, making those human connections with lenders and partners. And yeah, as Adam mentioned, we're in the midst right now of planning events in Dayton and Columbus in Jan and Feb. That are going to be pretty cool. And I've got some interested parties that are interested in being involved. And if you're interested in being involved, if you're a lender, a vendor, an affiliate, reach out to Adam or I. We're getting close. We've got some interested parties. We've got venues locked down and dates, and it's just about like finalizing the partners and start promoting. So this would be the
Yeah.
time to reach out.
Yeah, it'll be good. I mean, because we get to see each other once a year for the most part when we all come together. So doing this regional, unless you're heavily involved in a local MBA, you don't get that opportunity very often. It's just a lot of fun, get some good food, have a drink together, chat, see what's going on in life, and some changes that everybody sees in the industry and how to prepare for it. So always a good opportunity to get to know everybody. And I'm going to do my best to make sure I'm at every event, regardless of where it's at. So if you want to pick my brain, which isn't there's not much to pick, but I'm there. So, but past the networking events, I wanted to talk just briefly about affordable housing that's going to be coming up. We're planning in the spring as well. Our springtime is so busy. It's crazy, but we are looking to do a little bit deeper dive into that. We have our committee working on a few things, but we are looking at Cleveland. I know I mentioned that on the last update. But I don't want to give away too much. We have some big players in the game that want to get involved in that event. But it's just a great opportunity when it does get announced. If you want to sponsor a table, you want to come and be a vendor. It's a great opportunity to speak to the public. Again, the point of this Affordable Housing Summit is not to solicit clients. It's simply to educate. It's to make sure that the people that feel left behind in that housing race, we're giving them some hope. There are options out there. The people that have just given up, like it's just too expensive or my credit's not there, whatever it might be. That's the point of the affordable housing, is to educate the masses, to let them know there is hope. You can do it. And some of the alternative solutions that are out there that they may not be aware of. That's the whole point of it. And we're looking at bringing that to Cleveland. And that's always a great event. We help so many people. There's credit counseling on site typically, but a lot of planning still needed to be done on that front. So we will give more updates as we progress, unless Rich knows something I don't know, which is very possible because Rich
No,
is the knower of all
we're
things.
hoping. We're looking at second week April, somewhere
There
in
we go.
a nice venue in Cleveland. Providing daycare services, breakfast, lunch, allowing prospective home buyers to come out and learn more about the process and how to get qualified. Never before has there been more sidelined wannabe home buyers, nationally in Ohio. So really
It's
looking forward to this annual event this next year coming up in April. And yeah, more to come, most likely once we get on the other side of the calendar year. So.
I mean, that's a big part of the conversation with the political races today is housing and affordability and how to fix it. So that's a big piece of why we do what we do with the Affordable Housing Summit, is educate on a different level. But I do want to talk a little bit more boring, right? Membership growth strategy, right? We want to discuss that a little bit. Now, it is my position that the bigger the membership, the better off the members are, right? It sounds weird for the members. But as an organization as a whole, the more participation we have, the more collaboration we have, the better off, the more affiliates, the more vendors that we get, the stronger we are in the position that we are with the political side of things. So I highly encourage any of you that know somebody, know a lender member, know an affiliate that want to get involved or should be involved in this organization, to make sure to let us know. We'd love to have a conversation with them on how to get them involved. And we just want to continue our growth here. As I talked about it at convention, changing this organization is not an easy thing. The new direction that we're going in, and we want to keep that momentum going with growth. And it's just the more members we have, the better the collaboration and networking there is. And I'm sure Rich has plenty to talk about on membership growth. You guys have seen plenty of emails on how to get involved, with committees, even joining the board. If you are interested in, we would be happy to have you. But any input there, Rich, on helping us grow?
Yeah, again, I think you hit it. I mean, it's a very, very proud 59-year-old organization. We're a nonprofit. We are here to serve the Ohio mortgage lending community. You hear everything that's going on at the State House. It's important that we have a voice there and are helping, good legislation that could help Ohio lenders and vendors and prospective home buyers and prevent bad legislation. And we don't, we're not selling any widgets or products. The more we just charge members a very reasonable membership fee. And the more members that we have, to Adam's point, we just pour that back into the organization as a nonprofit. And it just allows us to, offer more, value, more resource for the members. And just continue to amplify all the things we're doing. So it is important. It really is. And it's a lot of work that is crucial that goes on behind the scenes. And we appreciate everybody's support. And the best way, to Adam's point, to help OMBA right now is to recruit a member. If it's a lender in your market that you compete with but have a lot of respect for, a vendor that you like, we want good organizations. And we love referrals are the best way to get great members. So.
Absolutely. And any new member, I mean, we get great opportunity with their perspective of the industry and how they can contribute. They all have their own skill sets. So getting them involved in committees and helping us plan for things like the Future Leaders Program and giving additional content, or like we talked about with expanding the online Zoom calls, anything that's every new member is a big benefit to the organization and in the group as a whole. So other than that, that's all I've got for our update today. And we look forward to seeing everybody at our in-person events. We hope that our new upcoming announcements with future leaders gets a lot of your attention. We hope you can get as many people in there as possible, get an opportunity to grow and network with their peers. And that convention announcement is coming out shortly as well. So make sure you can save a little bit of money by registering early.
And we did get a question in the Q&A from JB. It says House Bill 126 will have a negative impact on the Ohio K through 12 school districts and how they finance the education of students. And JB, I made a note. I'm going to bring that back to our lobbyists to research, help educate our board on that. And that is part of the flip side of, some of this proposed property tax legislation is, the money has to come from somewhere. A lot of times schools are funded by property taxes. So just part of, the due diligence that, our organization and politicians that are supporting and opposing this type of legislation's got a chance to look at. But JB, we will take that back and look at the ramifications on K through 12 for you on that. So
there's always a plus somewhere and always a negative somewhere, and so we'll definitely reach out to Adam Hewitt and check on the positions and what kind of impact that's going to have. Very good.
And that'll do it. Yeah, I don't have anything else. My last thing I would say is if, we're always looking for great committee members. Adam mentioned the Future Leaders program. That education committee has been driving forward a great curriculum with that. It's fun work. It is not too time intensive. It's a chance to meet new people, get involved in some fun projects. So all of our committees are listed at ohiomba.org. You can get a hold of Adam or I or Heidi, whose contact info is on the website if you want to get involved in a committee. It's also a great way to maybe, be a precursor for maybe, becoming a board member next year. So,
yeah, absolutely. We're always looking for new faces and new ideas. Very good. Thank you all.
Excellent. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining us on the Ohio MBA Podcast Network. If you're listening to this on pod, again, check us out at ohiomba.org. We had an audience of about 20 or 30 live for this. So you can put faces with names and, chance to take in the conversation in a different way. JB got his hand up. JB, you can put you on, you can speak if you unmute yourself now.
All for your time today. It's really important what you're doing, and we support you in every way. And have a happy holidays.
Thank you, JB.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Appreciate your feedback. Thanks to Jim Luana in the chat with the nice comments. And we appreciate all of you. We're going to keep doing this. We are going to keep, just having this ongoing dialogue in a lot of different ways with the members to help inform, educate on things we're working on, things we're doing. And to get your feedback, most importantly, on ways we can continue to involve the organization. So,
we want to make sure we keep this moving forward, and your input is extremely important. All right, this isn't a reign of terror over here. We need to keep moving forward as a group and keep this organization alive and changing our industry and raising the bar. So, thank you all for participating today.
Love it. Thanks to Jim and to Kent and to Angie and to Tom, all the nice comments in the chat. We really, really appreciate it. And appreciate you guys. And we'll see you this Thursday, Ohio Lending Leaders podcast. So get registered for the live. We're going to have a conversation with Dan Snyder, the CEO of Lower. And hopefully we'll see you over there on Thursday. Have a great rest of the week, everyone.
Thank you all.